I'm going to show you my 5 favorite tokens on Arbitrum. Arbitrum is the chain to be on in crypto right now, and there are a lot of cool DeFi, NFT, and GameFi projects that are on this chain. As always, nothing I say in this video is financial advice. This is informational only. Now, let's get into it. First, why Arbitrum and why now? Arbitrum is an Ethereum layer 2 scaling solution, and it's been getting quite a bit of adoption recently. If we look at daily transactions on Arbitrum in this chart here, we can see that they've actually been going parabolic over the last few months, where some of the best days ever have been recently, even as the market has been bearish. And yes, some of this is people speculating on an airdrop, but there's also a lot of real activity going on the chain. If we go to this other dashboard from this website known as Goku Stats, then we can see the number of unique contracts that have been deployed on Arbitrum each week. So that's basically how many smart contracts are developers deploying. And this blue line right here is Arbitrum. Just look at how parabolic that is going over the past few weeks. That's why Arbitrum is the place to be. And these are my 5 favorite projects on it right now. The first should come as no surprise, and that is GMX. GMX is a decentralized perpetual exchange on Arbitrum. Basically, that means that you can do leverage trading on chain. So think about how you might trade on Binance, FTX, or another exchange. You can do that on chain directly from your wallet. And this has been getting a lot of attention the past few weeks because after FTX collapsed, a lot of people are not very comfortable using centralized exchanges anymore. GMX allows them to do the leverage trading up to 30x that they may normally do on a centralized exchange directly from their wallet instead. And so that's pretty cool. And if you are interested in that, you can get a 10% discount on fees by using the referral code Dynamo, link in the description. But if that doesn't interest you, they also have some cool opportunities for earning yield. This is what I like to use it for because I'm not really a leverage trader personally. So first thing you can do is they have their GLP pool. This is a liquidity pool, and this includes a combination of Ethereum, Bitcoin, stable coins, and then a few smaller DeFi tokens like Chainlink and Uniswap. And you can provide liquidity to this pool. It's a ratio of all of these tokens. And in exchange for providing liquidity, you receive 70% of the fees for the platform. And right now that actually comes out to a 31% APR. So that is an insane APR for what it is, which is basically Ethereum, Bitcoin, and stablecoins, because the other assets are a very small percentage. And none of this is from inflation. This is all from trading fees on the platform. And if you're not as interested in that, GMX token, you can actually stake here and you earn 15% APR on this. And if we just look at the monthly fees on GMX, so, I like to do a lot of stats on this channel, then we can see that November has been the best month for fees and revenue ever on this platform. Better than September when there was a lot of hype around layer 2s and the merge. Better than during January of this year when we were in a massive bull market. The best month ever has been November. And like I said, those fees get distributed back towards people. So I think this is one of the coolest projects in all of DeFi right now. And it's also the largest project on Arbitrum by far. So as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of a proxy for the entire Arbitrum ecosystem. My second favorite project in the Arbitrum ecosystem is Magic and Treasure DAO. This is an NFT and gaming ecosystem on Arbitrum, and they're doing some pretty cool stuff. So basically, rather than just building a single game, it's a decentralized ecosystem that incorporates all of these different NFT projects and games into it. You can see a few of them here: Bridge World, Smallverse, Battlefly, Toadstools, Tales of Ilaria, Lost Donkeys, and so on and so forth. And basically, their Magic token sits at the center of all of that. And just a couple days ago, starting November 25th, there was yet another game called The Beacon that launched as part of the Treasure DAO ecosystem. So I think this is pretty cool. There's no guarantee that this turns into a huge gaming ecosystem franchise eventually, but I really like to see the progress and the fact that they are building the core of this ecosystem and then building other things around it. My third favorite project on Arbitrum is Umami Finance. You might recall I covered Umami Finance on this channel over the summer, but they've pivoted a bit since then. Back over the summer, they were launching a delta neutral yield vault that leveraged GMX's GLP. However, they had some issues with the vault when they ran into high volatility, so they reset, they made everyone whole, and they are now working on institutional grade DeFi yields. So basically this is going to be single-sided DeFi yields on core crypto assets like USDC, BTC, and ETH. So what I like about this is, first off, their token is non-inflationary. Second off, they pay out protocol fees directly to stakers. So right now those protocol revenues are coming just from farming their treasury, but eventually when they do other things, they will pay out a portion of revenue directly to stakers. So that's a nice value accrual right there. And what I also like is that they showed perseverance, right? The thing they tried over the summer didn't work out, so they're pivoting, and they have a fully doxed team, and their team is pretty experienced both in the traditional tech world outside of crypto and then in crypto itself. So I'm pretty impressed with this project. Not gonna lie, there are a couple risks to be aware of. First is getting institutions on board is very difficult, so I have some questions over their business development plan for this. How are they going to actually get people on board? And the other thing to know is that if you decide to buy and stake Umami, I personally don't own any right now, but if you decide to buy and stake it, it can only be withdrawn on the 1st and 2nd of each month. My 4th favorite project on Arbitrum is known as Hedgic. Hedgic is an options trading platform, and it has one of the best UIs of any project that I've ever seen. On-chain options trading, like on-chain leverage trading, is a growing narrative in DeFi, and it has a huge role in traditional finance, so perhaps it has the potential to play a huge role in decentralized finance. So Hedgic has actually been around for a long time, since early 2020. It's one of the older DeFi projects that still exists, but they've pivoted a bit recently, and now most of their TVL is on Arbitrum, something like 80+% of it. And over the past few weeks, they've had a pretty big surge in TVL. They are still down quite significantly from where they were in 2020 and early 2021. But to me, that shows perseverance, if anything, where the team has kept building. They've decided that they're going to make this happen on Arbitrum, and they didn't give up when the TVL dropped, and now it's starting to rise again. Let's look at the platform because, like I said, it has one of the best UIs I've ever seen. So if you use it to trade options, for example, you select whether you're bullish, whether you're bearish, and then you can choose these different option strategies that are completely automated here on the website. You choose the period that you want to hold it for, you choose how many you want to buy, you choose the strike price. And I'm not an options trader, so I don't touch this sort of thing, but this is easily the most intuitive options trading platform I've ever encountered, where it just divides it up so nicely. You can do this for either ETH or BTC. So I think this is really cool. And my 5th and final favorite project on Arbitrum, and this one is the most risky. This is very new, and the price has already increased a lot. So I think now is an especially risky time to buy. But I do think it's a pretty cool project. I like what they're doing, is GMD Protocol. GMD Protocol is a yield aggregator and smart vault that is built on top of GMX. So what this does is you can stake the core assets that make up GMX's GLP token, USDC, ETH, BTC. You can stake them separately, and then GMD uses those to mint GLP and earn yield on GMX, and then distribute that yield back to people who hold each of those individual assets. So if you deposit USDC, you keep USDC and you earn yield. If you deposit ETH, you keep ETH and earn yield. And if you deposit BTC, you keep BTC and earn yield. And you can see right now they're paying around 17% because this is coming from that GLP yield. And the risk of this, of course, is that if the ratio of these prices changes, then the vault would incur impermanent loss. And that's where their GMD token is. Their GMD token absorbs the volatility from that impermanent loss, and in exchange receives a portion of all of the fees that they generate from staking GLP. As you recall, GLP's APR is something like 30% right now. So that excess yield, that's going towards GMD stakers. And the risk with this, well, one of the risks is that it's new, but the other risk is that you can actually only unstake this, similar to Umami, in the first 48 hours at the beginning of every month. And that's just a few of the projects that I like on Arbitrum. I like others like Rage Trade and DopeX, and I'm definitely going to make videos on some of those in the future. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to like this video and subscribe.